I want to talk about Garnacho, guys. Let's bring Garnacho into this because that's the second time, back-to-back games there, Crookie, where he's come off. Well, he started this game, but he come off the bench against Liverpool, got a really good assist for Ahmad's goal. Plays the pass for Bruno. Is there some early signs now that we're starting to see that maybe he can settle in this Ruben Amorim system? Maybe there's some light there, or there's been a lot of rumours in the media about approaches from Napoli. Kvaratskhelia looks like he's on the move. A lot of United fans I've spoke to have said, "Listen, Flex, if there's a 50 million on the door, if there's a 55 million on the door, PSR, I'd have a look at it for Garnacho." But he goes and does that, and then now again the needle moves again, and he's sort of flavour of the month again. Is this signs of improvement from him?
Yeah, I think there have been signs of improvement. And I think actually his decision making on the goal was maybe something that wouldn't have been there a few weeks ago. So again, I don't think it's a coincidence. We spoke about it in the build up to the game and after the Liverpool game, that Ruben Amorim has had a full week to work with these players on the training pitch. And I think they're starting to understand his system and they're starting to improve their game management. That was all important, particularly playing for 61 minutes with 10 men. I want Garnacho to succeed. I think he's got all the raw materials. He's obviously come through the youth setup, so there is a temptation if you get a 50, 60 million pound bid that maybe you might have to cash in. But he's the type of player that United should be building their future around. And I think actually his margin for growth is really exciting because I think we've only really seen the best of Garnacho in flashes. And I think this manager can get that out of him. I think he's got a big part to play.
What do you think to that, Ryan? Do you think this is? I mean, I know you really love Garnacho. So I know you wouldn't have been entertaining any 50 million bids coming in, but
I'd have laughed them. I'd have laughed them out the office if they came into my office saying 50 million for Garnacho. I'd have laughed them. I said, "Don't make me mad." He's 20 years old. He's 20 years old. He's got 8 goals and 5 assists this season. He's been, obviously Ahmad will take the headlines. Fair enough, and that's fine because you can see in Ahmad there's a star there, and his story. And I get it. But Garnacho, let's not count our chickens here. He's been brilliant. As I say, 8 goals and 5 assists this season. He comes on, he assists. You think when he's on the ball, you're like, go on then, now square it. And he does. He does it beautifully. His decision-making already is starting to improve as the season goes on. But like Crookie said there, the flashes, you see these flashes of quality. And under a manager like Amorim, I think he will flourish. Between Ahmad and Garnacho, I'm so excited with these two profiles. I'm really gutted, actually, I must say. And obviously everyone has an opinion, and that's what makes football brilliant. But I'm really gutted there's parts of the fan base that would like to see him go. I'm almost like, what more do you want from a 20-year-old? He's sensational in my book. I really, really rate him. So yeah, I get upset. And the Kobbie Mainoo stuff as well. Entertaining a bid for Kobbie Mainoo, it makes me feel sick. It actually makes me feel sick. So I feel quite passionate about Garnacho. I'm not going to lie to you, as you can tell.
Yeah, tell us how you really feel. I mean, what say you on this sort of situation, Angelina? We did see, during the week, Ineos could look at, bids for Kobbie Mainoo and Garnacho. Not to take it all the way back there, but Ryan sort of touched upon it there. How do you see it in terms of the ceiling that Garnacho can reach and Kobbie Mainoo, and should we be building our team around these players, or is it more of a we have to be aware of PSR and that's modern day football plus Ruben Amorim's system as well?
Of course, you've got to be aware of the PSR, and I think the issue more with this is Ineos, because we have seen their decision making, we have questioned their decision making. It scares me because if an offer did come on the table for Kobbie Mainoo, I don't know how it works and who makes whatever calls, but you can imagine Sir Jim Ratcliffe sitting there thinking, okay, you know what, X amount of money for Kobbie Mainoo or Alejandro Garnacho, yeah, let's do it, because let's think about the money side of it. I don't think he would necessarily look at it from the footballing side, and that's what scares me about it. I think, they're both excellent players. And we're seeing, we've seen an interesting story with Garnacho. He started off quite well. It was almost like, he was this super sub. Then he got left out with the derby. There were rumours of him, not being too happy with certain things. It seems like he's had to really dig deep now, and he's proven himself to Amorim, hence why he started. I think a few people were maybe a bit shocked that Ahmad was on the bench, going into this game. So I think, let it continue. Let's see what he can bring to the table. Kobbie Mainoo, for me, has to stay because he is such an important player. I don't think it's right, the stick that he does get that from some of the Man United fan base. I don't understand it. But yeah, I think they're both brilliant players. And I think that Manchester United should be doing more. I get it's not always as easy as this, but I think Manchester United should be doing more at focusing on trying to find a way to get some of this dead wood out. And, there's a lot of names there. And I think for me as well, after that game yesterday, Diogo Dalot, for me, I'm really questioning what is next with his Manchester United career, because I think it was so foolish what he did to get that sending off.
Couldn't believe it. You're on a yellow already, and you go flying into Mikel Mourinho like that. What was he thinking?
Just so reckless, so reckless. And I think that he's done an okay job in this wing back position, but I think he's a full back, and I don't see. We cannot go into the next season with him as your left wing back. It's not going to work.
Yeah, Crookie, do you share that? I mean, we know how important wing backs are. We had Mazraoui at right wing back last night, who again, can do a competent job because he's a good footballer. You're probably not going to get loads in terms of 1v1 duels and going past people with the ball and getting assists and getting goals and contributing to the attack, which is something Ruben Amorim wants from his wing backs. But he's a competent footballer, as we thought was Dalot is a competent footballer, but has struggled apart from last week out against a really poor Trent Alexander-Arnold. But to go and do that and put the team under that pressure, 1-0 up away at the Emirates, the storm's going to come because we've awoken the beast by going 1-0 up. We need to lock in 11 men needed on the pitch, and he goes and does that. Do you worry for his future like Ange does?
Yeah, I think so, because you're right. He's not really the type of wing-back that Ruben Amorim ideally would want. I think both those wing-back positions are going to be integral to United's summer transfer spending plans. I don't see too much changing between now and the end of this window, although there's always been a part of me that feels like Ben Chilwell potentially coming in on loan late in the window could happen just to bring some balance, but we'll keep tabs on that one. In terms of Dalot, I just thought it was brainless. I thought it was stupidity, really. The first yellow card's a little bit harsh, but you're on a booking. Obviously, his first touch is heavy. He's lunged in to try and atone for that. You're on the halfway line. Just pull out the tackle.
Exactly.
And I actually thought United were in complete control at that stage. I think we go on to win the game in 90 minutes. I think we had Arsenal exactly where we wanted them. They were petrified of our abilities on the counter-attack. They were struggling to create too many opportunities of their own. And in doing that, he just swung the momentum of the game. They equalised quickly. Then United conceded a penalty. And if the game had gone Arsenal's way, it would have been directly Dalot's fault.
Yeah,
and I'm
absolutely.
not sure that Ruben Amorim is going to tolerate that lack of professionalism. And it's a problem now, isn't it, for this Southampton game on Thursday? Because who do you play at left wing back?
Yeah, it's probably going to have to be Malacia if I'm looking at it. I mean, he did all right coming on against Sterling, actually.
He did.
I think he did well. Can he last 90 minutes? Probably not. That's not what tends to happen. So he might have to mix things up a little bit. Mazraoui might have to spend some time out there if Malacia gets tired, and then you bring Ahmad back or something like that. Who knows? But we'll wait and see on that.